Hello, I'm Greg Kulick, an education advocate with Mote, and I'm really excited to share this idea of creating audio Hyperdocs with Mote. So you maybe have come across the idea of Hyperdocs, creating these really well-designed kind of multi-day activities or assignments or explorations in a Google document that allow students to engage with all of the content that you want them to explore in one unified space. So what we're going to do in this video is explore how Mote and audio can really kind of amplify the capacity of Hyperdocs, and we're going to address this driving question on the screen. So let's kind of move forward and get right into it. As we get started, the concept of Hyperdocs is really kind of centered around this driving question here of how might we create audio-supported digital workspaces for students that foster independence, engagement, and meaningful learning. So one of the ideas that I really like to consider when building out a Hyperdoc is how can we design it so students can feel comfortable and confident navigating that one space over multiple days. And then in this particular instance, we're going to explore how we can add audio, really interesting layers of audio across a lot of different environments right inside of that document to really help the students stay engaged with the process and feel like they have some meaningful experience as they're completing the assignment, the challenge, or the task. So let's move forward to the first idea of a Hyperdoc template that we'll provide for you. So there's a few things I like to do when creating a template for Hyperdocs. One of them is to create a table of contents on page 1 that allows students to navigate quickly and easily to all of the multiple challenges or tasks or materials they might be exploring. The other thing that I like to do is include color coding inside of the document so it's really clear how students are going to navigate. So let's jump into a template and I'll show you exactly what I mean. So here's a Mote Audio Hyperdoc template. As you can see on page 1 of the document, we have a clickable table of contents that can bring students to any one of the 5 challenges that they might be engaged with. All of this is clickable. Now the way to do that is to go to the Insert menu and then insert a table of contents right on the top of your document. And then as you scroll into the document, if you want anything to appear in the document, for example, challenge 1, overview, support materials, and challenge 1, reply, all we have to simply do is change that text up here in the toolbar to a heading 1 or 2 or 3. So now that we have the basic setup, let's talk about the idea of color coding. If you'll notice here, with every new challenge or task or problem students are facing, I'll use 3 colors. Navy blue will be the teacher overview. So that's where we can drop our information to let students know what they're about to get into. And we're going to add audio to that as well. Under support materials, I'll use this kind of rich purple color where I can put links to materials, links to sticky Motes, which we'll get into in a moment, links to audio embedded Google Slides, which I'll also show you in a moment, or any other resources they might need. And then in this kind of like light purple area, that's where the students will always engage with their reply. Now, what could that be? That could be text. But if they have the Mote extension, they could also embed audio in their Hyperdoc to kind of show what they know and understand as they're progressing through these ideas. So there's the basic template for that. For the Hyperdoc, you can absolutely make a copy of this. This will be provided along with all of the resources around this concept. Now let's talk about embedding audio into a Hyperdoc in the Google Doc environment. So what you may be familiar with is adding comments to a Google document and using the Mote extension in the comment section of a document. But what we can actually do is simply use the Google Chrome extension, record audio, and then embed that in the document. If students have the Mote extension installed, it will pop up as a small embedded audio file like you can see right above me. But what we'll do next is jump in and demo that whole process live, and we'll add audio overview and audio resources right into the Hyperdoc template. So here we are back in the Hyperdoc template, and imagine in the overview section, I might provide a text overview, so I'll add that in quickly. Here is a text overview of this challenge. And I can provide that, but what would be really powerful is to add audio to supplement that, to clarify, to capture the learner, to have them really know and understand what's going on, or simply to make this challenge more accessible. So to do that, we're going to head up to the top right of the Chrome browser and tap on the Mote Chrome extension. Now what I'll do is tap on the small Mote icon here, and I'll begin creating my audio overview of this part of the Hyperdoc. Welcome to Challenge 1. I'm so excited that you're ready to embark in this first challenge in our multi-day Hyperdoc where we're going to explore fill in the blank concept here. So as you can see, I can go on and create up to 90 seconds of audio, and this audio will be embedded right in the document. When I'm done creating this audio overview, I'll simply tap Done. Let that process, and you can see right on the top here in my recent Motes, there's my 21-second audio overview. Now the link to this has already been copied to my clipboard. What I like to do, just to be extra safe, I'll tap the copy icon one more time. Now what I'll do is head over into my Hyperdoc, and I might also add something like, click here to listen to my detailed audio overview. So I'll highlight click here, I'll go up to my toolbar, tap on the linking tool, and then paste the link to that Mote audio. Now that comes out blue, so I'd like to change that back over so it pops out as white. There we go. So now if students simply hover over that, there's my embedded audio right inside the Hyperdoc. They can click play. Welcome to Challenge 1. And that's what the experience can look like. So embedded audio using the Mote extension right inside a Hyperdoc. Let's keep moving forward and explore the next layer of audio that we can add. One of my favorite features that Google has recently updated across a lot of their Google environments is linking or preview linking content, where you take one Google file, link it in another Google file, and it pops up in the corner of the original file like we have here. So what many educators have and already use are Google Slides with instructional content and material that they might want students to have access to inside of the Hyperdoc. So what I'll show you next is how we can take some existing slides, add audio into them to guide the student through the experience and make sure they have all the support and clarification they need. And then we'll take that existing slide deck, link it in our Hyperdoc so it pops open in the corner of the Hyperdoc. Now the advantage here, we keep the student in one unified workspace. They don't have to have multiple tabs open. They can listen to that audio, work through your previously created support material, slide deck, whatever you might have, and they can work inside their Hyperdoc workspace at the same time. So let's get into that process of adding Google Slides with embedded audio inside the Hyperdoc. All right, so as you can see here, I have a set of slides that I've already pre-built in my Renaissance art unit, and we have the Last Supper and the Pietà. So in this case, what I'll do is tap on the Mote icon inside of Google Slides, not the Chrome extension this time. We'll tap on the Mote icon and begin recording. So the first piece that you will explore is the Last Supper, right? So I have 90 seconds to go on and on talking about any part of this piece that I would like. When I'm done, I will obviously hit the Mote icon, let the Mote icon in the extension do its thing, and now I'm ready to insert, and we'll wave our magic wand, abracadabra, and that audio is going to drop in momentarily onto our slides. And there it is. So what I'll do as well, just to demonstrate what this could look like, I will add multiple audio files that students might want to engage with. So now in my slides that I've already probably been using for quite some time, I've just simply supplemented it with 3 audio files using the Mote extension. What I'll do now is tap on the share icon in my slides and make sure that this set of slides is open to anyone with the link or anyone with the link in my domain, because I want my students to have access to this. I will copy that link and head back over to my Hyperdoc. Now let's head down to Challenge 2 to add this as some support materials. And I'll go into this little purple workspace. This is where I'll put all my support materials. And there's my Renaissance art support slides. Now what I'll do with these support slides is simply link them to the Google slide deck I already made and apply that. Now when I click on that set of slides, we get this little drop down or preview menu. And if I do open preview, it will pop up in the corner right where I am with all of the media accessible. So let's open this preview. So there we have this Renaissance support material slide deck. We have the Last Supper, and all of these audio files are playable. So the first piece that and while students are listening and kind of consuming this content, they can work right inside of their Hyperdoc. So a student might work here. Here is my idea or claim. And that's been added right while they're working. They can even make this embedded file a little bit bigger if they need better access. It will stay there as they're scrolling through their document, and they can close it out when they're done. So that's the next approach to adding embedded slides with Mote audio inside of them. Let's head back up to our overview, and I'll show you the next strategy to add a really powerful feature, which is sticky Motes into a audio Hyperdoc. So sticky Motes is one of our newest features at Mote, and it actually allows you to add a little audio card on top of any website or any web content that you want. So imagine in a Hyperdoc environment, you might want to reasonably bump students with a link out to the web to read some web-based content. But what you can do now is add your voice on top of that web content to give them some context before they get started with that material. So this is what it looks like when students have the Mote extension installed. They go to a link that you've provided where you've added a sticky Mote. They will be able to click and play the audio right on that website before they get working. So let's demo that whole process. Now imagine for a second, this is the website that I want to bring my students to as they're getting into their Renaissance art unit. Now to give them some context, I want to add a sticky Mote here, and here's my process. What I'm going to do in the browser in the top right is tap on the Mote Chrome extension and then record my voice right here with the purple Mote icon. Welcome to this Renaissance art page. What I want you to do when you're exploring is take a look at a number of the different ideas that are presented. And you can see I might go on and on with all these different details and the purpose for why we're here and what I want them to focus on. You get the idea. You can add 90 seconds of audio to build some context, prepare students for this environment. When we are done, I will hit done. And there we've created our Mote audio file. To get the link to make this a sticky Mote, what I'll do is click down here on Activity and Engagement, and that will pop open a new tab for me. Here's the most recent Mote audio file that I've created, and what I can do now to get my students access to this, I can click View Landing Page. Now I can click to open it. What I like to do is right-click and then copy the link address. Right-click, copy the link address. Here's what it will look like for the students. When they click, notice it's directing us to a Mote URL, then it redirects us back to the page, but notice what's up in the corner, this sticky Mote that I've created. Now, because I've already copied the link address, let's head back over to the Hyperdoc and drop this in for our students. So I could say, for example, click here to access a web page that you will explore. Do the little click here. Let's drop in our hyperlink that I've already copied. There's the sticky Mote URL. And then let me just clean up this text one more time and make that white. Now when a student lands here, they will click. There's the link out to the web. It pops open, notice it's redirecting them, and they will end up here. Now to have this embedded audio Mote sticky Mote here, they have to have the Google Chrome extension installed. It will pop up like this. If they don't have it installed, it will pop open to another website where they will see your audio and then have the link below. I just like the embedded nature of all of this. So what we've been able to do in this really thorough video walkthrough is explain the concept of Hyperdocs, hand off a really helpful template, and then show you a number of different ways that we can have students access our embedded audio in the document, supplementary slides with audio, and then even web content with audio. Now, moving forward, I think we can reasonably address this question. How might we create an audio-supported digital space for students that fosters independence, engagement, and meaningful learning? So I think by doing a combination of this existing strategy of Hyperdocs and then blending Mote audio into it, we really have the opportunity to address this question. So thanks for watching the video. I hope this overview was helpful, and I hope you can begin to consider employing and designing and using audio Hyperdocs in your class. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you in the next video.